The 911 emergency telephone system we have in Dade County has saved countless numbers of lives. It is that line that links us with help in times of emergency. But in recent weeks, it has become a focal point in a South Dade killing. The media have even labeled it the 9/11 murder. And this has caused many people in our community to be leery of the system. Diana Gonzalez-DeRuthi has this story that will hopefully help put the situation in a more proper perspective.
This is the Metro Dade Communications Center. All the 911 calls from unincorporated Dade and 22 municipalities come through here. The system went into effect February 1979. Since then, more than 2 million phone calls have been handled here. But all it took was one call to undermine the public's confidence in the system. It happened on November 28th at 2:48 in the afternoon. 13-year-old Rena Pollard called 911 for help. Someone was breaking into her home. Almost 45 minutes later, she was found stabbed to death. This is a tape recording of her phone conversation with a 911 complaint officer.
Dade County Police and Fire.
Yes, there's someone trying to break in my house right now.
Are you alone?
Yeah, I'm babysitting.
How old are you?
13.
Who's out there?
Some kid is trying to get in.
Some kid?
He's about 16 or 17.
He live around there?
Yes.
All right, I'll send the police over.
Okay.
But the police got there after it was too late. Dade Communications Director Clyde Burdick says a mistake like this has never happened before. What you are about to hear is the tape of another 911 call that came in a few weeks after Rena Pollard's death. Similar circumstances with quite a different ending.
Dade County Police and Fire. Send me a police, please.
What's the problem?
Someone's breaking in. They broke in. They're in my mom's room.
You know who it is?
No.
Where's your mother?
She's not here.
Are you by yourself?
Yes.
How old are you?
15, 14.
Okay, let me get somebody.
Oh, my God, he's coming.
What is it? Would you call? Ma'am, what's going on? What's wrong? Tell it. How long are they going to take him to get there? He's standing there? You have any way? The guy is in the house with us. Tell him to rush him. Ma'am, they're in the area. They should be in your house in a matter of seconds. Let him in. It's your office.
They did. They're really down at the very end.
Ma'am, isn't the police in your house now?
Yes, the police are in my house.
Okay, go talk to the officer, okay?
Okay.
Okay, bye-bye.
It's impossible to speculate why Rena Pollard's call for help was not answered, but we can explain how the mistake happened by examining the system. Every day, 4,000 to 5,000 911 calls come through here.
Dade County Police and Fire, is this an emergency?
Only 3 to 4% of all the calls are actual emergencies. Every time a call comes through, the complaint officer has to make a judgment about the severity of the situation. According to the nature of the complaint, a call is given a numerical code. Rena Pollard's call was classified as a 34, a routine disturbance. Officials admit it should have been classified a 26P, breaking and entering in progress. This information is fed to the dispatchers who actually send out the police and fire units. The number code determines the response time. Emergencies get top priority. It takes police an average of 4 minutes to arrive to the scene of an actual emergency. Rena Pollard's phone call simply wasn't judged a matter of life or death.
Any system will fail sometime. Any human being will make an error sometime. There's no human being that's perfect. Certainly this complaint officer is not a perfect human being. He's got to make an error. This, unfortunately, was the ultimate error, and it resulted in the death of a child.
This mishandled call was not the system's first flaw. During the first few months 911 went into effect, complaint officers took down the wrong addresses of several emergency calls. Now, a second man called the lead worker rechecks a complaint officer's information by playing back a tape of the phone conversation, but only when a complaint officer classifies the call as an emergency. That's why no one checked Rena Pollard's call. If the call had been handled differently, do you believe that Rena Pollard would be alive today?
To answer that would only be my personal conjecture, based on facts that I don't have, but I feel that the police officers would have responded and got there within a matter of a few minutes. And I believe there would have been a good opportunity to save her life, yes.
Glenn Metzler, the operator who handled Rena Pollard's call, has been transferred from the phone lines. He has now been given administrative office duties. Metzler's attorney has advised him not to speak to the press, but his eyes tell the story of his helplessness and sorrow. It was a costly mistake that won't be forgotten by Glenn Metzler, nor by the complaint officers who still work the phone lines.
We receive so many calls that are similar to that each day, and most of them are not really true calls, they're phony calls. And I was really surprised when I found out what the situation was.
The Rena Pollard murder will unquestionably affect the decisions these men and women have to make every time they answer a call. But officials are worried about the effect this much publicized incident is having on the people who use the 911 system.
This is the only place the citizen can go when he needs police or fire. For an emergency, the only thing they have is 911. And we try our best to provide a quality service. And when they lose confidence in it, where else are they going to go?
Rena Pollard's violent death is a tragedy, but let's also remember the teenage girl whose life was saved by calling 911. And like her, there are countless others.